Daniel, coming off of the busiest time of the season for the Whitworth men's tennis team, you had a trip to Texas, saw 3 non-conference matches, and then got back here and time to play 4 matches in 2 days. So the team has been through the ringer, so to speak, but talk about how you saw the Pirates play and what pleased you the most.
Sure. Yeah. So Texas was awesome. From a tennis perspective, we lost every match, so I guess that's not awesome. But it was just nice to get somewhere warm, just hang out in the house for a week with the team. We still had some competitive matches, which was great, and we were still down 1 or 2 guys every single match with injuries. So, but it was just a good time. It was good to just kind of get that break, still have some competitive tennis, but overall, just nice to just kind of relax and get out of Spokane for a little bit. And then obviously the 4 matches this weekend, had a great one against Pacific, haven't beaten them in forever, so that was awesome to get a very decisive win against them. That's the first match that I think that we as a team have really played to the potential that we saw at the beginning of the year. In all of our preseason matches, the coaches would say, wow, you guys are so much deeper this year, like you're going to have a great season, and then it didn't really materialize. But this match, I hope, is a good indicator of what we're capable of, and it should kind of propel us through the rest of the season. Then, Eastern, normally I wouldn't schedule them right after a conference opponent, but they're shutting down their program after this year, and this was really the only date that worked for them. So I wanted to make sure that we played them again. And it was just kind of a friendly match. Jess Weaver, who played for us last year, is helping out their team this year. So it was just a fun atmosphere, especially coming off a win against Pacific. Then the following 2 matches, Willamette's one of the weaker teams in the conference, but still dangerous if guys get hot. So everybody really took care of business, played really well. So that was good to see. And then Bellevue is unfortunately another team that is cutting their program after the season. And we've consistently played them the past few years. So wanted to make sure that we played them as well this year. 4 matches was definitely a lot, but it just wanted to make sure that we got those matches with Eastern and Bellevue in, given that we're potentially never going to see them again. So yeah.
So this weekend is big. After that win over Pacific, heading down to Oregon, you guys have put yourself back into position for qualifying for the conference tournament. Talk about what you're going to face this weekend and the challenges ahead of you in Oregon.
Sure. So like you said, we at this point there are a few different ways for us to make it into the conference tournament. Some complexity with some tiebreakers depending on how some stuff goes. Easiest way is if we win out, we should finish 4th. This weekend going down for Linfield and George Fox. We beat Linfield pretty handily at home. They've gotten better. Their lineup is different from when we first saw them, so it's going to be different looks for guys. Obviously at their courts, it's just a different feel. I think their coach is doing a really good job with their team, so it's going to be tough for sure. The big one is obviously George Fox the following day. Assuming that we play well, we'll be fine against Linfield. George Fox is very top heavy this year. Their top 2 or 3 are some of the best in conference, and then they get a little bit weaker than they have been, I should say, at the bottom half of the lineup. So it's very doable. We were very competitive with them when they came here. If a couple of matches had gone, just a little bit differently, we could have actually won that. So that's going to be kind of the messaging this week. Is we're going to make sure that we watch our matches with that we had with them the first time around. Get what we can from it, but mostly just kind of hammering home, like, if we lose, more or less our season is over, and realistically we could have beaten them last time. They just lost to Lewis and Clark. We're very comparable to them on paper, so like it's a very winnable match. We just have to show up and actually believe that we can do it.